Have you invested in United States savings bonds this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Kenny Delmar, introducing Guest Star, one of a series of programs produced and transcribed in New York and presented by this station and United States Savings Bonds as a public service. Our guest for this program is Miss Gladys Swartout, brilliant singing star of stage, screen, and radio, whose voice has thrilled millions. Before I introduce Miss Swartout, let's hear from the Savings Bonders and our orchestra under the direction of Dennis Agay. The song, they tell me, is called Let Yourself A-Go.
Come, get together, let the dance floor fill your leather, just as lightly as a feather, let yourself go. Come, hit the timber, loosen up and start to limber, can't you hear that hot marimba, let yourself go. Let yourself go, relax and let yourself go. Relax, get yourself tied up, feeling up. The night is cold, but the music's hot, so come, baby, cuddle closer, don't you dare to answer no, sir. Put your maker clerking closer, let yourself go. As you listen to the band, don't you get a bumble. As you listen to the band, don't you get a glow. If you step out on the floor, you'll forget your trouble. If you go into your dance, you'll forget your woe. So come, get together, let the dance floor feel your leather, step as lightly as a feather, let yourself go.
Let yourself go.
Relax.
And let yourself go.
Relax.
You've got yourself tied up in a knot. The night is cold, but the music's hot.
So come, cuddle closer. Don't dare to answer no, sir. Put your maker clerking closer. Just let yourself go.
Man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our charming guest star, Miss Gladys Swartout. We're very happy indeed to have you with us, Gladys.
I'm glad of the chance to help, Kenny. As I understand it, you'd like me to sell some bonds. Is that right?
Oh, no, Gladys. We do that indirectly and very subtly. And I'm sure the best way you can help us is to sing for us.
Then I shall. I'd like to sing a song called I Wonder as I Wander. But first, there's an interesting story behind this song, I think. John Jacob Niles was walking down a country lane in Mississippi one bright summer day when a group of evangelists came along. He followed them to a spot where they were holding their meeting. A young girl of the group stood up and sang a folk song without any accompaniment. Niles paid her 25 cents to repeat the verses several times as he wrote down the words. The result was one of Niles' most beloved songs, I Wonder as I Wander. Since that summer day, Mr. Niles on many occasions has tried to find the young girl, but she seems to have completely disappeared, leaving no trace of her whereabouts. And now I'm going to sing for you the song that John Jacob Niles first heard on that summer day in Mississippi.
I wonder as I wander out under the sky, how Jesus the Savior did come for to die. For poor unrepentant
Jesus the Savior did come for to die for poor ornery people like you and like I wonder as I wonder out under the sky.
Well, that was lovely, Gladys. And I think Mr. Niles was very fortunate indeed to have happened along as the young evangelist was singing it. But then songwriters seem to be everywhere.
They do get around, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly love to travel by any possible means of locomotion. Remember the trolley song that was so popular a year or two ago? It got so you could hardly turn on your radio without reaching into your pocket for car fare.
Oh, well, I remember.
Yeah, and the songwriter owned one of the earliest flying machines, the Wright brothers model. Remember the one he was always trying to coax Josephine into?
Yes, and there was another one with a Mary Oldsmobile.
Yeah, he's lucky if he still has it. I own the only Crosley with a built-in chiropractor myself. But songwriters certainly like to move around. They're always going back where they came from, as long as it's a place that rhymes. They're sorry they left. They're going back by train, by bus, by plane, by horse or dog sled. I think I'll write a song called I Like It Where I Am, and I'm going to stay here. Yeah.
Oh, it would never do, Kenny. You've got to be on the move.
Hey, what do you suppose songwriters did for transportation during the war when it was so hard to get around?
I suppose they had a carpool.
Yeah, some of them may even have to walk. Perish forbid. Well, it's rather surprising that nothing came of that. A song like, heel and toe, away I go, ankling back to Idaho, me, me, me. Or maybe, give me a lift there, brother, I'm bumming back to mother. You know, there's a precedent for that sort of thing, too.
Really?
Sure, carry me back to old Virginia, the way they write these scripts. Carry me back to old Virginia. Now, there's a fine fella, too lazy to walk. Wants to be carried yet.
Well, he'll have to look elsewhere, Kenny. We're busy.
Yeah, which reminds me, what are you going to sing for us now, Gladys?
A song called Through the Years by one of America's most talented and best-loved composers, the late Vincent Heumanns.
Gladys Swartout, that was wonderful. There was something I wanted to tell you about United States savings bonds, but it seems to have slipped my mind. Now, let's see. It wasn't that United States savings bonds returned $4 for $3 in just 10 years, because you already know that. Yeah, it wasn't that United States savings bonds are the world's finest investment and a safeguard for a happy future, was it? No, everybody knows that. Was it something about the payroll savings plan, the plan that lets you save easily and regularly right where you work? I don't think so, because most folks know that, too. And they can get the details from their boss. Well, perhaps I'll think of it. While the Savings Bond Orchestra and Singers, under the direction of Dennis Agay, play and sing Cheek to Cheek.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I'm my arm about you, the charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek.
Did you think of what it was you wanted to say about United States savings bonds, Kenny?
No, Gladys, it just seems to have slipped my, if you'll excuse the expression, mind.
Well, now that everyone knows what a good investment they are, weren't you going to suggest...
Oh, of course. Yes, that's it. I was going to suggest that everybody buy some. Buy United States savings bonds. This is your host, Kenny Delmar, signing off for Guest Star, one of a series of programs presented by this station and United States Savings Bonds as a public service. Sincere thanks to Gladys Swartout for being our guest today. Guest Star is produced and transcribed in New York. So, till next we meet, here's a question to remember.
Have you invested in United States savings bonds this week?
Goodbye. Bye, that is.